Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shalom, Shalom to the entire family. Shalom. Welcome to Life or Death. Welcome to Life or Death. Shalom to the entire family. Shalom. All praises to Yahweh Mashiach. Indeed, His mercy endures forever. All praises to the Most High through Hamashiach Yahusha. Let me know how it is on the screen. Is it if it is fixed?
Up, awesome. Or down. Yeah. Oh no, other way. Further up. Let's see. If you go up, do it up, you see. Yeah, that's good. That's good there. Yeah, that's good.
Shalom, shalom to all of you. Let me see if we are live. Shalom, family. Shalom to all of you. All praises to Yahweh Mashiach. Indeed, His mercy does endure forever. Welcome to all of you. Welcome, 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 welcome. You know, as you are coming in, type your name and the city where you are currently watching us from. Type your name and the city where you are currently watching us from. Shalom to all of you. Welcome to Life or Death. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Let us start with the book of Colossians, chapter 3 and verse 17.
It's the book of Colossians, chapter 3 and verse 17.
Read.
And whatsoever ye do, in word or deed, do all in the name of the Mashiach Yahweh, giving thanks to the Abba, and giving thanks to the power and the Abba by him.
So the Most High commands us to do everything to him via Hamashiach Yahweh. There is a reason for that. Give me the book of 1 Timothy, chapter 2 and verse 5.
So go to 2 Timothy.
No, 1 Timothy.
1 Timothy, chapter 2 and verse 5.
Read.
For there is one power.
For there is what?
One power.
For there is one power, read.
And one mediator.
And one mediator, read.
Between the Most High and men.
So there is only one power and one mediator, meaning that there is one middleman between us and Hamash and the Most High. It is Hamashiach Yahweh. As you can see, the title for the class tonight is Lonelylite or Not. What does that mean? Shalom, Brother Cameron Hebert. Shalom, mighty brother. Shalom, Brother Cameron. Shalom. Lonelylite or not. What does that mean? What is the meaning of that statement? Lonelylite or not. What does that mean? As many of you are coming into the truth, you will hear other brothers and sisters stating that it is not right, it is not in the interest to be part of a school, or it is not in the interest to have a fellowship with other brothers. That's why the title of the class is Lonelylite or Not. Either you choose to be by yourself or you get together with other fellow Israelites. Let us start with the book of Baruch chapter 4 and verse 1. Baruch 4 and verse 1. This is where we get the name for this show, Life or Death. Baruch chapter 4 and verse 1. As you are coming into the class, type your name, the city and the state, and the country where you are watching us from. This class is an interactive class where we ask questions. Everything on this topic, on the topic that we are discussing. Lonelylite or not. Read it.
Book of Baruch, chapter 4 and verse 1.
Read.
This is the book of the commandments of the Most High.
So this Bible is about commandments. Read.
And the law that endureth forever.
And the law that is there forever. Read.
And they that shall keep it shall come to life.
So when you keep the laws of Yah, you will have life. Read.
But such as leave it shall die.
The minute that we stray away from the laws of Yah, we are to expect death to follow us. Hence the name of the show, Life or Death. First, let's start. Well, give me the book of Zephaniah 2 and verse 1. Now I see that there are 3 of you watching. The prophet Zephaniah, is he classified as a major prophet or a minor prophet? The prophet Zephaniah, is he classified as a major prophet or a minor prophet? Read.
It's the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2 and 1.
Yes, sir.
It's the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2 and verse 1.
Read.
Gather yourselves together, yea, gather together, O nation not desired.
No, it says, stay by yourself.
Gather yourselves together,
Gather yourselves together.
O nation not desired.
Singular, O nation not desired. We are the nation that is not desired. On a political standpoint, many of you may see that the Edomites, they are fighting one another, and that there is a trouble among them. Many of you saw what happened yesterday in Butler, Pennsylvania. Many of you may see all these things. Do not trouble. Do not let anything bother you. In fact, you should use these instances as a catalyst to get together with your fellow Israelites. What did they get to do?
The book of Zephaniah, chapter 2, verse 1.
Read.
Gather yourselves together.
Yeah.
Yea, gather together, O nation not desired.
O nation not desired. Shalom, brother Denbo. Shalom, brother Don Israel. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Yes, my dear brother, we are early today. I'm glad that you say that. Why am I early today? Well, many of you may see that I have, for the second time, here with me, Elder Maganyala. Elder, introduce yourself to the fellow brothers and sisters.
Sure. All praises, all glory goes to Mashiach Yahushua, the Father, who we know as Yahweh, Captain Elder Maganyala from the tribe of Judah. Glad to be here with my priest, Captain Yakana.
Shalom, family. As you can see, we are gathering ourselves together. Now, the title of the class says Lonelylite or Not. Paul was a brother that had plenty of companions with him, plenty of laborers. That is why I see that it is fit in Yahshua Mashiach Yahushua to have Elder Maganyala as an associate to do this show. Meaning, if I am unable to do it one night, the elder will be there if it is just with Mashiach to take over. That is the spirit that we are trying to promote, that we are promoting in the land of Zion. For the work of Yah to be done. Because the Bible says many are called, but few are chosen. So that we can have plenty of laborers to do the work. What did they get? Zephaniah 2 and verse 1.
It's the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2 and verse 1.
Yep.
Gather yourselves together.
Yes.
Yea, gather together, O nation not desired.
Gather together, O nation not desired. As we can see that this world is going, is exploding, how things are getting worse. Things are getting worse day by day. We are to prepare ourselves, get together, fellowship, have fellowship one with another. Read.
Continue.
Yes, sir.
Read it again. Start at chapter verse 2.
Yes, sir.
Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 2. Before the decree bring forth, before the day pass as the shaft,
Yep.
before the fierce anger of the Most High come upon you.
So as our Mashiach is on his way, we are to do our best to get together, have fellowship one with another, to make sure that we do not espouse any spirit of malice between us. Now give me the book of Acts 27, verses 1 to 3. Acts 27. Let's see something very quick. Now, the book of Acts of the Apostles was written, the author of that book was our brother Luke. Let's see what Luke wrote for us in Acts of the Apostles, chapter 27. Start verse 1.
Acts 1 and
or 27.
Acts 27?
Yes, sir. Acts 27.
The book of Acts, chapter 27, verse 1.
Read.
And when it was determined
Now Paul was on his way to go to Rome. Read.
that we should sail into Italy,
Yep.
they delivered Paul and certain other prisoners unto one named Julius,
Yes, sir.
a centurion
Yep.
of Augustus' band.
Read.
And entering into a ship of Adramyttium, we launched, meaning to sail by the coast of Asia. One Aristarchus, a Macedonian
Yep.
of Thessalonica,
Yep.
being with us. And the next day we touched at Sidon.
Yep.
And Julius courteously entreated Paul
Yep.
and gave him liberty.
What did he do?
Gave him liberty.
So a centurion, we can say that he was a police officer, somebody of a high rank that was part of the squad or the we can say the department that Augustus was over, or we can even say he was a soldier. He was somebody that had authority. So what did he do to Paul?
And Julius courteously entreated Paul.
Courteously give what did he do?
And gave him liberty.
Yeah, what did he do to him?
To go unto his friends.
He gave him some freedom to do what?
To refresh.
To go on to who?
To refresh.
To go on to who?
To go on to. And Julius courteously entreated Paul and gave him liberty to go unto his friends.
To go unto his friends with.
To refresh himself.
To refresh himself. Now, in that verse, the last part, to go unto his friends to refresh himself. Brother Cameron, Brother Denbo, Brother Don Israel, what did Julius do to Paul? What can you see in that verse? Let me read it again for you. It says, and gave him liberty to go unto his friends to refresh himself. What can you see here? The title of the class is Lonelylite or Not. Even Hamashiach, he had disciples. He had brothers and sisters that were with him. So when you choose not to have fellow brothers and sisters into the truth, that is okay. But understand that when you have brothers and sisters that are next to you, or that you are friends with, brothers that you can call companions, guess what? These brothers, in time of when you do need them, many of them will show up. Or if many of them do not show up, guess what? One will show up. Allowed him into his home. No, let me read it again for you, Brother Denbo. Julius was what we can say the police officer that was in charge. He gave him some freedom to do. He allowed Paul some freedom to do what? To go on to his friends to refresh himself. So he allowed Paul to go to some of Paul's friends so that Paul can refresh himself, such as eat a meal, take a bath, basically get some rest. For this to occur, that means Paul was a brother that was friendly. For this to occur, that means Paul had fellow laborers in him that he could count on. You will hear other brothers and sisters stating that they are not part of any camp, or they do not want to be part of any camp. Do not follow after them. Let them do what they want to do. But as for you, do not follow them. Let them be. Now, I'll give you the book of Philippians chapter 1. Let's see what Paul said to the brothers and sisters that were in Philippi. In Philippi, there was a major issue. There was some type of catfight between Sister Sentish and Sister Euodia. Paul had to intervene. Paul had to say something about the issue. Now let's see what Paul said to the Philippians. Philippians chapter 1.
So to Philippians chapter 1. Paul and Timotheus, the servants of Amashiach Yahushua,
Read.
to all the saints in Amashiach Yahushua, which are in Philippi,
Which are in Philippi, read.
Which the bishops,
With the bishops, read.
Bishops and deacons.
And deacons, read.
Grace be unto you, and peace from the Most High, our Father, and from Amashiach Yahushua.
Now, what can you see in that verse? In verse 2, Paul says, from the Most High, our Father, and from the other one, Hamashiach Yahushua. What can you see here? Remember, in the church, we were told that one power with three branches, or some garbage called Trinity. God the Father, God the Son, God the Spirit. Now, Paul says distinctly, grace be unto you, and peace from the Most High, our Father, and from the other one, Hamashiach Yahushua. In that verse, Paul destroys the nonsense that the Most High and Hamashiach are the same beings. Read.
Verse 3. And
I think my power, read,
upon every remembrance of you.
Read.
Always.
So now Paul is praying for the Philippians. Now, my brother, who is praying for you? My sister, who else is praying for you? Do you have brothers and sisters that you can call upon when you are going through issues to at least do a prayer for you? Because the Bible says the prayer of the saints availeth too much. Meaning that prayers that people that are keeping the laws do, guess what? The Most High will hear those prayers. Who else is praying for you? Brother Denbo, who else is praying for you? Brother Cameron, who else is praying for you? Brother Don Israel, who else is praying for you? Read.
Verse 4. Always.
Always read.
Every prayer.
In every prayer, read.
Of mine.
Of mine, read.
For you.
What?
For you.
What?
For you. All making requests with joy.
Now, what is Paul saying here? Always in every prayer of mine for you. Paul is saying, I'm praying for almost every day I'm praying for you all. In my prayers, I remember you. That is what he is saying here. I mention you, I bring you up in my prayers to the Most High. Read through Hamashiach Yahushua. Read.
Verse 5. For your fellowship.
Making request with joy. No, making request with joy. That means it was with happiness that he was doing this. He wasn't forced to do that, but he did it with joy in his heart. With verse 4 again, Elder.
Philippians verse 4.
Yep.
Always in every prayer.
We are in the book of Philippians chapter 1 verse 4.
Always in every prayer of mine.
For you.
All making requests
with
joy.
With joy. So Paul did that without constraint. He did that willingly and with joy, with happiness in his heart. Read.
Verse 5. For your fellowship in the gospel from the first day until now, being confident of this very thing, that he which have begun a good work in you will perform it.
Verse 5 again, Elder.
For your fellowship in the gospel from the first day until now.
So means that even from the first day that I studied with you, for your fellowship in the gospel, from the first day until now. Read.
Verse 6. Being confident of this very thing.
Read.
That he which have begun a good work in you will perform it until the day of Mashiach Yahushua. Even as it is meet for me to think this of you all, because I have you in my heart, inasmuch as both in my bonds and in the defense and confirmation of the gospel, ye are all partakers of my grace.
Yes, sir.
For the Most High is my record,
Yep.
how greatly I long after you.
So means that the Most High basically has a record of it. He has proof of it. Read.
Verse 8.
He is a witness of that. Read.
Verse 8. For the Most High is my record, how greatly I long after you in the bowels of Mashiach Yahushua. And this I pray, that your love may abound yet more and more in knowledge and in all judgment.
Really.
That ye may approve things that are excellent, that ye may be sincere and without offense to the day of a Mashiach Yahushua.
So for you to be sincere, now ask yourself, are you sincere? No one should be forcing you to keep the Sabbath day holy. No one should be forcing you to come to the Sabbath service. You see that oftentimes whenever we have feast days, what do we do here? We always invite you because we see you as members of the family. We see you as partakers of the truth. We see you as assemblymen in the assembly. Read.
Philippians 1:11. Being filled with the fruits of righteousness, which are by Hamashiach Yahushua, unto the glory and praise
Read.
of our Adonai Yahweh.
Read.
But I would ye should understand, brethren, that the things which happen unto me have fallen out rather unto furtherance of the gospel.
Now remember, one thing we have to remember is that the book of Philippians is part of what they call prison epistles. Meaning that the book of Ephesians, Philippians, these books, Paul wrote them when he was in jail. Read.
Verse 13. So that my bonds in Mashiach Yahushua are manifest in all the palace and in all other places.
Read.
And many of the brethren in the Most High, waxing confident by my bonds, are much more.
What?
Waxing confident by my bonds.
By my bonds. My chains, meaning that that is physical chains. Because Paul, when he wrote the book of Philippians, he was in jail. He was in storage, like Levi, you always say. Read it again, Elder.
Verse 14.
Yes, sir.
And many of the brethren.
Read.
In the Most High.
In the Most High, read.
Waxing confident by my bonds.
By my bonds, read.
Are much more bold.
Yes.
To speak the word without fear.
So meaning that Paul being in jail gave him more power, gave him more tenacity to speak the truth, gave them more tenacity to preach the word. Read.
Verse 15. Some indeed preach Hamashiach Yahushua, even of envy and strife.
Meaning that you will see some camps, they have envy. This is something that we cannot deny. If everything that a brother is saying, he has to say the name of another camp, this brother either have envy or strife against that other camp. Read.
Verse 15. Some indeed preach Hamashiach Yahushua, even of envy and strife.
Yes, sir.
And some also of goodwill. The one that preach Hamashiach Yahushua of contention, not sincerely, supposing to add affliction to my bonds.
Yep.
But the other of love, knowing that I am set for the defense of the gospel.
So we are at the outside, we are doing it willingly and we are doing it with love. Because we do care about you. We do care about Brother Denbo. We do care about Brother Don Israel. We do care about all of you who are currently watching and those of you who will watch this video once it is done. We care about you. That is why we have something here called PFI, Prayer for Israel. where you call the phone number 754-367-4052 to put your prayer request in. Read.
Let's go to verse 16.
Yes, sir. Or you are in verse 18.
18. Okay. Philippians verse 1 and 18. What then, notwithstanding, every way, whether it pretense or in truth, Hamashiach Yahawashai is preached, and I therein do rejoice. Yea.
So Paul says, regardless of how they do it, the word of Yah still goes out. So Hamashiach Yahawashai. Read.
I therein do rejoice, yea, and will rejoice.
Go to verse 25.
Verse 25.
Yes, sir.
And having this confidence, I know that I shall abide and continue with you all for your furtherance.
All for your furtherance, read.
And joy.
And joy, read.
Of faith.
Of faith, read.
That your rejoicing may be more abundant in Hamashiach Yahawashai for me by my coming to you again.
By my coming to you again, meaning that when I come to see you again. That is why you see that we always advise you, we always tell you to come to see us, come to visit the school. Whenever you are able to come to visit the school, come to see your brothers and sisters. Read.
Verse 27. Only let your conversation.
With verse 25 again.
25. Philippians 1 and verse 25. And having this confidence, I know that I shall abide and continue with you all for your furtherance.
All for your furtherance, read.
And joy.
And joy, read.
Of faith.
Of faith, meaning that for you, while you are getting yourself more stable in the truth, as you are going up in the truth. Read.
Verse 26. That your rejoicing may be more abundant in Hamashiach Yahawashai.
Read.
For me, by my coming to you again.
Read.
Only let your
only meaning that only meaning that make sure that read your conversation.
Only let your conversation be as it becometh the gospel of Hamashiach.
The good news of Hamashiach Yahawashai. Read.
That whether I come and see you or else be absent, I may hear of your affairs.
Yep.
That ye shall stand.
That ye stand fast, that you stay unmovable, read.
In one spirit.
In one spirit, read.
With one mind.
With one mind, read.
Striving together.
Read.
For the faith,
read. Of the gospel. What is Paul saying here in that verse? Only let your conversation be as it becometh the gospel of Hamashiach. That whether I come and see you or else be absent, whether it is in front of me or in my absence, I may hear your affairs. I may hear what is going on in your church, that you stand fast, that you do not veer to the left nor to the right. You stay in one spirit, with one mind, striving together, meaning that you guys stay together. Do not allow any division in the body for the faith of the gospel. That is why we always advise you to make sure that get with a school that your spirit bears witness with. Get with a school that you are comfortable with. There are plenty of schools in Israel. Watch schools that you feel, or schools that you think, and you can see that they are keeping the commitments and that your mind is on the same wavelength with them. All right, give me the book of Philippians chapter 4 and verse 1. Now, this is not only for the men. This is only for the sisters as well. Philippians chapter 4 and verse 1.
Book of Philippians chapter 4 and verse 1.
Read.
Therefore, my brethren, dearly beloved.
Dearly beloved. One thing about Paul is that Paul has what we can call, he has dexterity in writing. Meaning when this brother writes something, you can see the deepness of it. he used terms of endearment that we basically that shows his respect and his love for the people, such as saying here, furthermore, my brethren, dearly beloved. He doesn't even say my brethren. He says, my brethren, dearly beloved. Read.
and long for
Yep.
my joy and crown. So stand fast in the Most High.
Paul says the same thing. The same thing he said in Philippians chapter 1, he says it again in chapter 4. Stand fast, meaning that do not move where you are. Have a solid foundation.
Don't waver.
Do not waver. Do not go to the left nor to the right. Oftentimes, what takes us out of the truth is nothing but some doctrine that we hear on YouTube or on Facebook. Before you know it, now eating pork now is okay because pork can be cleaned with red wine. Or some nonsense about that, hey, we cannot keep the Passover because we are not in the land of Israel. Read.
So stand fast in the Most High.
Yes, sir.
My dearly beloved.
Paul says this again, my dearly beloved. Read.
I beseech Euodias and beseech Syntyche.
These are the two sisters that were having this cat fight in Philippi. Read.
That they be of the same mind in the Most High. And I entreat thee also, true yokefellow, help those women which labored with me in the gospel, with Clement also.
What is Paul saying here? Help those women which labored with me. Help those women which labored with me. What does that mean? Because they say that Israel, as Israelites, we tend to hate sisters. They say as Israelites, we have what we are practicing misogyny, where we hate women. Now Paul says, and I entreat thee also, true yoke fellow, help those women which labored with me. Help those women which labored with me. That means there were sisters that were putting in work. This truth is about putting in work. When it comes to talk, as Israelites, we love talking. But acting, oh, no. We want to be spectators, not actors. What do they say, Elder? What you on the football field? If you are in the crowd, you can see what needs to be done. You see what the quarterback should be doing. But now, once you are on the field now, things are moving. Passes are being thrown. Sometimes you cannot even run because many of us, as Israelites, we are fat. We are out of shape. What did they again, Elder? With verse 3 again.
Book of Philippians, chapter 4, verse 3.
Yep.
And I entreat thee also, true yokefellow.
True yokefellow, read.
Help those
now,
women.
Yokefellow is like another word for saying what Paul used to say, fellow prisoner. Read.
Help those women which labor with me.
So meaning that there were sisters that were putting in work with Paul. Read.
In the gospel.
In the gospel, in the good news, read.
With Clement also, and with other my fellow laborers.
My fellow what?
Laborers.
Laborers, read.
Whose names are in the book.
So Paul had plenty of them. He doesn't say fellow laborer, he says fellow laborers. Shalom, Elder Emrem Israel. Shalom, Elder. Elder, I love you, my elder. But Elder, I missed you at the Feast of Weeks. I wanted to see you. In fact, let me tell you what the Most High did for us in the Feast of Weeks. We were here preparing. That morning, there was some shower going on. I'm not sure, but I did ask the Most High for us not to get any rain, because that week we had plenty of rain in Florida. Guess what, Israel? All praises to Arthur Mashiach. The Most High listened. the Most High basically granted our request. We had a good day. There was no rain. And I was if it rained somehow, some way, the rain could have messed up the party. But all praises to After Mashiach, we had a good time. There was no rain. In fact, let us do an analysis on this for a moment. During that week, Fort Lauderdale was underwater to the point that I came. Captain Captain Lionpaw and Elder Twabia, we had to put some sands in front of the school to prevent the school from being waterlogged, to prevent rain, to prevent water from getting into the school. And all praises to Yahweh Mashiach, that very same day, for the Feast of Weeks, we had no rain. Let's get the Most High in for that. Because Elder said, Elder, that day was great. The Feast of Weeks, in fact, again, the book of Deuteronomy 16, verse 16. Feast of Weeks, commonly called Pentecost, this is part of what we call the Big Three. Feast of Unleavened Bread, Feast of Weeks, and Tabernacles. Read.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 16, verse 16.
Read.
3 times in a year shall all thy males appear before Amashiach Yahweh.
Before the Most High. Read.
In the place which he shall choose.
Yep.
In the feast of unleavened bread.
So for us, this year we chose Quiet Waters Park. Read.
And in the feast of weeks, and in the feast of tabernacles, and they shall not appear before the Most High empty.
For the feast of weeks, which all praises to Yahweh Mashiach, who were able to book this park for us to have the feast. Israel, do not be a Lonelylite, meaning that yes, many of us are introvert. Many of us, we fear one another. Many of us, we try to stay away one from another. Guess what? Once you come into the truth, find brothers and sisters that you can be with, that you can talk to. Brothers and sisters that your spirit resonate with. You can see here Paul had plenty of brothers and sisters. In fact, let's get one of them, Philemon. The book of Philemon is also part of what they call prison epistles. Philemon, Ephesians, and Philippians. Paul wrote them when he was in jail. Let's see what he said about Philemon. Read. Philemon chapter 1.
Book of Philemon chapter 1. Paul, a
Yes.
prisoner of Amashiach Yahweh,
Read.
and Timothy, our brother, unto Philemon, our dearly beloved.
So we can see that Timothy was a brother that was. Paul called him his son. Paul considered him as his own son. The same way he considered Titus as his own son. Let's see what he said to Philemon. Read about Philemon. Read.
I'll start with Paul, a prisoner of Amashiach Yahweh, and Timothy, our brother, unto Philemon, our dearly beloved and fellow laborer.
Now, have we not seen that term? These two terms, that statement here, our dearly beloved. We saw that in Philippians. Now we are seeing those term of endearment again in the book of Philemon. Now, the reason why I put emphasis on that is because as Israelites, oftentimes we don't call each other by good names. It's always my N-word, or we call basically this. Basically, oftentimes we don't really use affectionate term to call one another, or the affectionate term that we call, they are basically not kosher, in some ways or another. Philemon. Philemon was a brother that Paul. In fact, keep reading, Elder. Keep reading.
And unto Philemon, our dearly beloved and fellow laborer.
Our dearly beloved and fellow laborer. So the book of Philemon is a letter that Paul sent to a brother named Philemon. So he called, basically, the book bears the name of that brother, Philemon. Paul is the author of that book. Philemon was a brother. He was a laborer. He was a companion of Paul. Read.
And to our beloved Aphia and Archippus, our fellow soldier.
So according to research, Aphia was the wife of Philemon, and Archippus was their son. Read.
Our fellow soldier, and to the church in thy house.
Now, what can we see here? Israel, read verse 1 and 2. Elder, read verse 1 and 2 again. Now tell me what you see here. Because not many, in fact, I can say that you are one of the privileged because you, your wife, and your son are in the truth. All praises to Yahweh Mashiach. Not all of us have it this way. Sometimes in a family of 5, one may be in the truth. What are they going to do?
Philemon chapter 1, verse 1.
Yes,
Paul, a prisoner of Mashiach Yahushua, and Timothy, our brother, unto Philemon, our dearly
beloved, read.
And fellow laborer.
And fellow laborer. Israel, this truth, you may hear, if you are a follower of this show, putting in work has been something that we talk about all the time. They imprint this in us in high school. Show your work. Don't just say 4x plus 3 or 4x plus 5y equals 2. And then you just say y equals 5, x equals 2. No, you have to show your work. That it is the same way for the truth. Show your work. Elder Emram Israel. So for Hanukkah, will you be on site, Elder? We will be happy to see you, Elder. Hanukkah, we will be happy to see you, Elder. You know you are in Daytona. You know you are in Daytona. We will be happy to see you, Elder. You know Elder Emram Israel?
Yes.
Yeah. In fact, you are. Yeah. Elder, you will be happy to see you, Elder. We Elder.
Verse 2. And to our beloved Aphia and Archippus, our fellow soldier.
So Aphia was the wife of Philemon, and Archippus was their son. Read.
And to the church in thy house.
Now, to the church in thy house. What does that mean? Many of you that do not know, TheeLOZ of Zion studied in New York in a basement. And later on, when the elders got here, they were able to basically in the house of one elder, and later on the work grew, and now we are here. And now we also have other schools, like one in Georgia and also one in the Treasure Coast. So Philemon had a church in his house. That is why I keep telling you, Brother Denbo, you never know, my dear brother. You may be the one that the Most High Mashiach will choose to start TheeLOZ of Zion in North Carolina. Elder Emram Israel, you never know. You may be the one that will start TheeLOZ of Zion Daytona. You never know. Philemon had a church in his house. Read.
Verse 3. Grace to you and peace from Yahweh our Father and the Mashiach Yahushua. I thank my power, making mention of thee always in my prayers.
Now, what can we see here? We see the same thing that he did for the Philippians. He did that for Philemon too. He prayed for them. That is why I see that 7 of you are watching. Besides Hamashiach, who else is praying for you? This truth is about togetherness. Yes, when you are independent, it is a good thing. But you have to understand one thing. When we get together, we will do more. Yes, my dear brother. Yeah, brother, but we are praying for you, my dear brother. That is why oftentimes what do? You can see that before we end the show, we read a psalm or a verse where we mention you and other brothers. This is how it should be for us to pray one for another. Read.
Verse 5. Hearing of thy love and faith.
Hearing of thy love and faith. Read.
Which thou hast toward Amashiach Yahushua and toward all saints.
And toward all this is not only Philemon had love for Hamashiach, he also loved his fellow brothers and sisters. Read. He also loved his fellow Israelites. Read.
Verse 6, that the communication of thy faith may become effectual by the acknowledging of every good thing which is in you by the Adonai Yahushua.
In Hamashiach Yahushua. So that is why Israel, when you do good things, guess what? Here in the show, we are going to talk about it. Hey, Denbo is a brother that donated to the light of Zion. Our praises to Yahweh Mashiach. Elder Emram Israel, when he got to the Feast of Tabernacles last year, he cooked burgers for the brothers. Did he not? Many of you that are watching have been doing good things for the light of Zion, or have been doing good things for fellow brothers and sisters. That is a good thing. Read.
Verse 7, for we have great joy and consolation in thy love.
Yep.
Because the bowels of the saints are refreshed by thee, brother.
So he was doing good things for the brothers and sisters. Because of what he was doing, guess what? His actions helped plenty of brothers and sisters. Now they're given the book of Hebrews, chapter 10 and verse 39. Now, in this book, in this Bible here, they put the epistle of Paul, the apostle, to the Hebrews. According to some researchers, we do not know who the author of the book of Hebrews is. Some people say Paul, some say they do not know. Read.
Book of Hebrews, chapter 10 and verse 39.
Yes, sir.
But we are not of them who draw back unto perdition, but of them that believe to the saving of the soul.
To the saving of the soul. So we care about the saving of the souls. We care about our saving. We care about the soul of Brother Cameron Hibbert. We did again, Elder.
Hebrews chapter 10, verse 39. But we are not of them who draw back unto perdition, but of them that believe to the saving of the soul.
The saving of the soul of Brother Denbo.
To the saving of the soul.
The saving of the soul of Brother Don Israel.
But of them that believe to the saving of the soul.
The saving of the soul of Elder Emram Israel.
But of them that believe to the saving of the soul.
The saving of the soul of all those who are currently watching.
But of them that believe to the saving of the soul.
The saving of the soul of our dear Sister Deborah Dennis in Chatham, Massachusetts.
But of them that believe to the saving of the soul.
Of those who will watch this class later on.
But of them that believe to the saving of the soul.
Of the soul of the 12 tribes of the house of Israel. Israel, know that we do love you. Know that this ministry, for this ministry to move forward, we do need your prayers. Also, as much as you can, or as less as you can, donate to this ministry via Cash App. $ TheeLOZ. Or you can send your donation to 954 or Zealot to 954 297 3705. Now, you may hear that I always talk about the heart department. Well, Israel, yesterday we had a fun night. The heart department had a fundraising where brothers were singing, sisters were singing. We had a good time together. You have to understand, stress is the #1 killer in America. When you stay by yourself, you are working 1,000,000 hours a day. You are under a lot of stress. You will die. It is try to live a life with less stress. And one way to do that is to get together with your brothers and sisters. When they have events, be among them. Because the more you laugh, the better it will be for you. And give me Psalm 133. Psalm 133. Starting today, if it is just with Mashiach, Elder Maganyala is an add-on to this show. Any day that any day, basically he will be an add-on. So if I'm not here, the elder will do the show, so that we can stay consistent in doing the work of Yahuwah HaMashiach Yahushua. Read elder.
Psalm 133.
Psalm 133. What type of psalm is that, Elder Emram Israel? Psalm 133. What type of psalm is Psalm 133? From Psalm 120 all the way to Psalm 134, they have a specific name for these psalms. How do they call them? From Psalm 120 all the way to Psalm 134, they have a specific name for these psalms. How do they call them? This question is also for you to Brother Denbu, for you to Brother Don Israel. So, yes, Song of Degrees, or they also call them Songs of Ascents. We used to sing these songs on our way to Jerusalem. Also, the priests, they used to recite them while they were climbing the stairs in the temple. They call them Songs of Degrees or Songs of Ascents. Read.
Psalm 133.
Yes.
Behold, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. It is like the precious ointment upon the head that ran down upon the beard, even Aaron's beard.
Indeed, even Aaron's beard, even like the beard of Aaron. Aaron had a very long beard. Read.
That went down to the skirts of his garments, as the dew of Hermon, and as the dew that descended upon the mountains of Zion. For there.
So when we stay together, when we cultivate togetherness within the family, what does the Most High do? We practice unity.
For there, the Most High commanded
the Most High sends blessings. He sends good things. Read.
Even life forevermore.
Read. Bahashem.
Hamashiach
Yahawashi. Awada. Samyad. Aman. Mean that in the name of Hamashiach Yahawashi. Shalom to all of you. May the Most High Hamashiach bless you all. Know that this show is your show. We are your servants. We are here to bring the good news. We are here to do the work of Yah through Hamashiach Yahawashi. Shalom to all of you. May the Most High Hamashiach keep all of you safe. Also, during this week, do your best to read, to meditate. Accustom yourself to prayer. Even saying the Lord's Prayer 3 times a day. Remember, in the book of Thessalonians, Paul advises us to pray without ceasing. If you can pray 4 times a day, please do so. 5 times a day, do so. Accustom yourself to be in the presence of Yah. Accustom yourself to be in communication with the Most High through Hamashiach Yahawashi. Because prayer is talking to the Most High. Prayer is communication with the Most High through Hamashiach Yahawashi. Also praise. Do whatever you can do. Sing. Accustom yourself to be in the presence of Yah through Hamashiach Yahawashi. Shalom to all of you. May the Most High Hamashiach bless you all. Shalom.
Shalom, Israel.